my husband had an affair with my best friend.
Wait a minute. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
It's the facial expression for me. I'm sure in their minds they were like, yeah. Like, when did we get here? You guys, this episode was... In fact, this episode was somehow... Let me just begin with the rant. This episode was somehow... The end of the episode left me like, are you done? Are you done? Because it didn't feel like it had finished. I was just there waiting for them to, like, you know, do something more. And let's talk about the confessionals. Like, do you guys have to bring in the confessionals every freaking minute? Worst of all, things that are not exactly relevant.
We're on board the flight right now, and off we go.
Yes, we can see that they are on board. Like, we are literally seeing it. You don't really need to tell us, or they don't need to add that part.
The boxes just arrived.
Oh my god, yay! Yay, I'm excited. The packages just arrived.
So, as Chama expressed her excitement in the normal show, you still had to show us the excitement again in the confessionals. Like, why? Like, really, why? Someone actually made a comment about this thing in, I think, the first video I posted. The person said that they were showing the confessionals a lot, but I didn't want to just run with it. I was like, let me just observe for myself and see how it's going. This particular episode, it was just too much. It was as if they were literally narrating what happened instead of showing us what happened. Like, that is my job. That's what I'm here to do. You guys, like, production team, you people should do something. So yeah, rant over. Let's just, you know, dive into talking about how the episode went. I'm still going to give you guys all the details, let you guys know how everything went in a very, you know, interesting way. For those that usually ask where they can watch, you can watch it on showmax.com, literally. Thank you very much and God bless. So welcome back to my channel, guys. If you are new here, you know what to do. Please do subscribe, turn on your post notifications, just hit the bell so that I can get notified each time I post a brand new video. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. So this episode began with the continuation of Caroline's launch. You guys know that it ended where Laura was apologizing to Caroline. So this time around, Laura was just, you know, letting her know that she's sorry for everything, and then, you know, she didn't know what had transpired between herself, that's Caroline, and Linda Ikeji. So she just apologized, and then told her that she was going to speak with Linda Ikeji, that's her sister. It was at this point that Chema decided that, okay, it's time for me to bring up my own issues with your sister. She now told Laura that since she's telling Linda Ikeji things, she should also tell her that she should bring down the gist between herself and Kika. Kika.
Can she please take down the fake stories about my sister/business partner, Kika? Please don't let us talk about Kika here.
So basically, there was a Kika, Good Hair, Choma, and one other lady's fights that happened online, which is what Choma was trying to tell Laura to do. Like, she should tell Laura should tell her sister to bring it down. Immediately, Choma brought this up. Laura just flipped like, pew! Like, she went hard, really hard. She went in on Kika, Good Hair.
And if you're talking about Kika, Kika. Kika. What's your issue with Kika? Please don't talk about Kika. What's your issue with Kika? Gonna kiss my ass.
The way Laura responded was as if there's something there's something that Kika really did that made her to respond like that. And then Chama was like, what's the issue with Kika? And she now said she wanted to say something, then she now stopped. She now said that let them not talk about Kika. So basically, she didn't even tell us what is up with Kika. She did not really tell us anything. And I was expecting that gist was going to come out in this episode, but no, it was just, let's not talk about Kika. What's wrong with Kika? And then they now started to throw jabs and insults here and there. Everywhere the whole place was on fire. Then Chema now brought up the whole gist from the first episode, talking about the fact that Laura arrived late and she was expecting her to come and, you know, welcome her like some princess.
You came in there, you arrived last, you want me to get up and receive you as I don't understand. Yes. Bitch, get the hell up. That's okay. I should get up and receive you.
There was just a major back and forth. And then something very funny. In fact, the funniest part of this episode was where they showed Caroline, then showed Laura, then showed Chioma. It was just a very transition from Caroline talking about what was trying to explain what was happening there, to Laura literally screaming on top of her voice, and then Chioma bringing in the English. I was like, this is good.
It's been a lot of fuck you, fucker, fiki, fucker, fuku, going back and forth.
I think Laura is being absolutely uncouth. Her response was undignified.
Laura is literally really a drama queen. So why was she screaming so much? It was also funny the way Caroline was explaining the situation of things and what was happening right there. They just continued their arguments. That's when they now showed the part where Laura said Chioma fights in clubs, that she doesn't fight in clubs and Chioma fights in clubs. And apparently I kind of like did a little bit of, research, all the starter things that I wish to do. I kind of went to try to see if I could find the whole fight that happened, because I saw some comments in my other video talking about the fact that the fight was like a viral gist. So it was not as if Laura was with Chioma, she just heard the gist online. What I was able to find was that Linda IKG, it was posted on Linda IKG's blog on YouTube. Like there was a YouTube video where they were explaining the fights that happened at the club.
So now saw my sister Chioma block legs, say she go past another side. Tracy was surprised and asked the meaning of that and why she would not let her pass. Chioma said the place she was sitting was too tight and she couldn't move, so Tracy should pass another place.
So it was just like, back and forth, a lot of back and forth that happened at the club, and it was reported by Linda IKG's blog. Now, there was also an interview that I watched yesterday where Chioma was explaining, they asked her about the fight, that what happened then, and she was like, there was no fight, so that they did not fight at the club, that she did not fight with anybody at the club. I was like, I think you did.
I didn't fight at the club.
I know what you were referring to. I know what you were referring to.
I didn't fight. No, it's different. I didn't fight at the club. Somebody hit me at the club. Yes. I defended myself and she got beat down. That's it. It wasn't a fight. Trust me, it wasn't a fight.
So now what she's saying is that it was not a fight. It was a beat down. When you beat somebody, you will not consider that as a fight. You just be like, I beat the person up. So based on what she just said, that's what I got from it. Or if you guys got a different idea or a different gist, please let me know. But based on what she just said, it was more like a beat down. And I'm like, hey. So that's it for the fight between Chioma and her people. Meanwhile, at the brunch, I've been at the dinner because it was already dinner at this point. There was still a lot of tension. They were still going back and forth. Then Iyabo and Toyin now decided to ease the tension. They now started to act up like, oh. So they were just trying to ease the tension. They were just, showing themselves there. Then after that, they now brought in someone to like instruct them on how to meditate. And when they brought the person to teach them all of that, they were like, you not give us food, D. And I was also asking, like, that was what was in my mind, because throughout the entire brunch or the entire dinner, I had not seen food. I was like, they will not give them food. All this argument has drained their energy. They need to eat.
We need to ease the tension. They're bringing food.
Let's take a moment to close your eyes.
They were not even taking it seriously. They were just joking around. Then after the meditation, everywhere now kind of calmed down when food came. In fact, I think it's even the fact that food came that they calmed down, because they say a hungry man is an angry man. So when they were able to quench their hunger, the anger reduced. So that's when they now started to play the game, 2 truths and a lie. I think almost everybody should know that game. You say 2 truths and a lie, and then they will have to identify which one is the lie. And Laura now, told her 3 truths, and one of the truths that she told was the fact that her husband and her best friend, her best friend had an affair with her husband, at some point.
My husband had an affair with my best friend. I fucked my sister. Okay, so the third one is I'm okay with Chioma.
So most of them were guessing that the whole best friend situation was a lie, because it seemed a little bit unbelievable, 1, and 2, I didn't feel like I don't think they felt like it was something she would just share like that so easily. So they were feeling like that was the lie. And she now said no, that was not the lie. I was like, okay, give us the gist. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, that's a lie for me.
That is a lie for me too.
No, that's not a lie. But that was before. It was I introduced her to him. It was before we got married. Before we started dating.
My best friends.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So she introduced them, and then they started having something, and then she now started also having something with him, and then they now started dating and then got married. Like, the whole thing was just even complicated. I was like, okay, maybe you would have to explain further, because at this point I still don't understand. I didn't think she should have shared that. She's just going to attract like major drags for herself, even if it's not now but later. The whole gist is going to attract drags for her. So after everything now, they now reconciled, confirming that the lie was the fact that she had a fight with her sister. Now confirmed that the truth was I'm confusing the whole situation. They just shall confirm, or she just shall confirm that she's now good with Chioma, and that's when everybody was now happy. They now pushed them to hug, and then that's how they reconciled. Then from there, they now went on to show us Chioma, where she was like planning the next outing. She was just drafting a letter on a card for all of them. While they were showing us all that, or while she was in the office, a second package now came in for her. And it was an artificial hand for one of the workers of Brass and Copper. She said that he was a bartender that got involved in an accident. They had to amputate his hand. So apparently she made arrangements for an artificial one for him, and it was actually a very emotional moment. The guy was just calm. I think he was very emotional. He didn't just know what to say. To see that was really cool. Like, obviously, it's a cool thing to do. Like, you're helping somebody out, in a very, very huge way. So it was nice that happened. It was nice that they showed us that. Then from there, they now showed us Laura and her friends. So basically, she had a meeting with them talking about launch of her clothing line. Basically, she was to partner with one of her friends to launch the clothing line. They showed us different outfits. And I'm like, okay, this is good. Like, show us the business that you like to promote, because this is basically a platform that you can use to promote your business. So I like the fact that this time around, Laura was showing us at least one of the major things that she would like to do and she would like to promote. Then while the whole conversation was going on, there's a part where she was like, she invited her friends to come over to their family house in Banana Island.
To our family home in Banana Island. What's up? How you doing, girls?
If you're not in Nigeria or you don't know about Banana Island is one of the most expensive places. In fact, it's the most expensive place, I think, in Lagos. So I think she really wanted to put it there. That is in Banana Island. It's alright. Later on now, Chioma arranged for them to meet up for a dinner just before the main event, just so they would, mix up and ease the whole tension before they go on the main trip. So for the dinner, Chioma had her outfits. Chioma and Caroline arrived first, and they were, they slayed. In fact, everybody slayed. At this point, I'm getting used to the fact that they're slaying for everything. Then they showed us Laura's outfit. They did not really show us Yabo's full outfits. They just showed us her sandals and her. I don't even know. I'm like, what are you showing us? Even Toyin's full outfit, they didn't really show us that. Then at the dinner, Chioma now announced to them that she's going to be hosting them for something like a surprise getaway. And they were shocked, like, what's going on? And that's when Yabo told her that she'll be traveling.
Where are you traveling?
I'm gonna miss you, ladies.
What? That is the worst news ever. Why? No, you can't.
So you're not going on this trip?
I noticed that it really, really got to Chioma, because apparently this period they've been bonding. From the YouTube video that I saw when they were having their conversation, the YouTube video with Tools, Chioma mentioned that she bonded very well with Yabo. Yabo mentioned it was Chioma. I shall know that they bonded very, very well later on in the show. So when Yabo announced that she will not be there, Chioma was really, really sad. Then there was something... I told you guys that Caroline is kind of hilarious, and I didn't expect her to be this hilarious. So Yaba was like, except you guys wait for me, right? And then Caroline was like, hey.
Unless you guys have to wait for me.
I'm going now.
I like that.
Like, wait for you, huh?
Bye, Yabo.
Wait for who? Then nothing really happened at the dinner except for Yabo trying to learn how to use chopsticks. She told Toyin to teach her. Toyin was teaching her. Chioma was teaching her. One day, I'm gonna learn how to use chopsticks. So after the dinner, Chioma sent out the invitations to the different housewives. They showed us Laura receiving hers first, and when she got hers, when she got her invitation, Laura was like, she doesn't know why Chioma is inviting her. That if she was one, she would not invite Chioma. I'm like, okay.
I don't know why Chioma invited me, because I wouldn't have invited her. Thank you for being very mature.
Funny enough, this episode, Laura was not really out there. I think maybe the production team told her that we know that you want to be the one to ginger, but you need to tone it down a little bit. So apparently she was just having a conversation with her friend, and she seemed really excited about the fact that she was going on this trip. She said she was going to go, and she knows that it's going to be, it's going to be out there. So she actually seemed excited. And then her friend, she now invited her friend to be the +1, and her friend said she would like to come and see the drama. So basically they're already preparing and planning for drama. Hey God, though.
I am going. If it's Vegas, I will kiss Chioma's feet. Who's my +1? Not who else? But would you like to come to Chioma's party?
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go see the drama.
So the next person that they showed receiving the invite, or the next person that they showed was Toyin. Toyin was having a photo shoot with her daughter. She just showed us the behind the scenes of her 40th birthday shoot, how they planned it and how everything was going. So while they were shooting, Mariam called Toyin to just let her know that she's on her way. So this is how they introduced Mariam into the whole thing. Basically, Toyin is the thread that ties all of them together. So basically, it's Toyin that knows all of them. So they introduced Mariam like this, and then Mariam now told us about herself.
They have turned your friend into a fighter.
Hey, Jesus Christ of Nazareth.
I'm Mariam Tima, and I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I'm a PR expat, and I'm an entrepreneur.
So after she introduced herself, they now showed us her daughter, her mother, her sister, the husband, the house, the fine house, the designer things, just showed us everything that she's coming on the show with. They basically just introduced her, then went back to the conversation that Toyin and Mariam were having. She seems like she has vibe. She came in with some kind of ghetto / vibe. Me, I like ghetto vibe. Apparently, when she now went to meet Toyin, when she was with Toyin, that's when Toyin got her own invite, and Toyin invited Mariam to be the +1 at the getaway. So that's how Mariam came into the equation.
Your friend to Ninja.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Ninja thought it's the lay.
Land of power and wealth.
It's supposed to be a riddle.
Love, Chioma.
So for the trip, they arranged at the point where they were going to get into the private jet. It was a private jet since Toyin and Laura arrived first, and apparently it turned out that I think they waited for a very long time. So when Chioma and Caroline came, Toyin was already pissed. Like, there was a little back and forth that went on between them there. Toyin was just pissed at the fact that they were always coming late for events and then express it. Caroline said she was not feeling fine and all of that.
I waited 2 hours. No, last dinner we were late. This one we weren't even late.
Are you aware that I was sick?
Am I a witch? How will I know if you're sick or not? Did you tell me you're sick? Maybe she wanted me to baby her back and pet her and say, oh, sorry.
Meanwhile, in Caroline's confessionals, she looked like the makeup did not finish it. Like, it's as if they said, oh yeah, come and do your makeup. And then while they were doing it, they said, leave her, let her come and do the confessionals. Because I'm like, what was going on there? So now I'm thinking maybe she wasn't feeling fine there when she was doing the confessionals or something. I don't know. So when they went on the private jet. It seemed like a chill trip. Apart from the fact that Laura was scared, Chioma was also scared. They said they just have fear for like flying, especially when it comes to Nigerian trips and all. So they just had a chill time on the private jet. The other people that they invited, I don't know how they arrived there, but they arrived there. So when they went there now, Laura welcomed her guest, her friend. Laura was just basically telling her friend that if she gets into a fight, the friend should support her.
I'll try as much as possible to be cool. But if I fight, you gotta fight. If I quarrel, you gotta quarrel.
Yeah, the cool one, though. Nothing about me.
I'm like, okay. Then for Tiana's daughter and Mariam went to meet Toyin in her room. In the whole room conversation now, they now started talking about the daughter's boyfriend, like Tiana's boyfriend. Because, yeah, the daughter is answering Tiana. Tiana is also answering Tiana. They're now talking about her boyfriend, like, does she have a boyfriend? Which is expected, the kind of gist you expect when the mother and the friend is there with their 17-year-old daughter.
Did you have a boyfriend? To Pastor say yes. Say yes. Boyfriend,
It's just like anybody that wants to date my child now. Whoa, I set his shit to your leg.
Then at some point they were now giving her rules or like what to do, what is expected of her. That right now she should not kiss. That there's no kissing, there's only peck. That's what is allowed. She was just there smiling and just sitting down. She didn't say anything.
Let's be talking about it small. Peck is allowed. The day they want to kiss you, see, it's not allowed. Shake. And mommy boy.
Shema's friend also arrived. They now started talking about the dinner. It was a pajama party. Chema arranged for them to come with their pajamas and, party. After all the, things like gathering everybody and then raising our hopes to the point where they're supposed to gather together and have this party, do you guys know that they did not show us any major thing that happened on that trip? They just showed us where they gathered and everywhere was awkward. People stop playing with me. See, I'm gonna rest my case because this episode, the way it ended, it's for me at all. So you guys, see how I'm moving ending the video. It feels so weird. Like, so that's it. So that's it. You guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye. Love you.